Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch the entire scene with these bones that I've sort of established as I've been calling it, cracking the scene. And just to make sure that I have something for everything. Sometimes you get excited about a part and you skip over something. So this is a spot check just to see if I'm missing anything, if anything totally feels off. Some of the stuff at the beginning I did yesterday, so maybe it's not working for me today. I'm gonna do my best to kind of scroll along in the bottom here in the finale sheet music, just to kind of go along with it. So here we go, starting at measure three.
Go, now!
Tanner, you and Kit take McGowan. I got her.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So there's a lot of stuff that I like. There's a lot of stuff I don't like that I've done that I'm going to go ahead and replace, kind of kick out. I had mentioned before that that breakbeat loop, the like funky drums, is actually going to get used in the chase scene that's coming up, which is good because it works really well there. It doesn't work for me here. I put it in sort of just to keep the pace and sort of as a placeholder, but it's a little too cool for this part, right? When to me, when something is going to be cool here, it implies a confidence in the characters, and like it's not that they're not confident here, but it's sort of like a little more gung ho. I think it's supposed to be a little more tense here. It's still a little uncertain, and once they get after it, it's like, oh yeah, here we go. We're gonna get them, and that's where it's really gung ho. So I want to replace that. There was another thing that really stood out to me. I'm gonna take it back to the beginning. I'm gonna go section by section, and I'm talking out loud here. Like I said, this whole thing is I'm drawing out the process quite a bit by actually speaking things out loud as I do them. I'm guessing it would probably take me normally about half the time that it's taking here, but I feel like I'm learning a lot about how I work just doing this and saying things out loud. So from the beginning, here we go. a whole, I'm really like the direction of this first thing. I think it's working for me. Obviously, I'm going to add some more instruments to it later on. And I'm actually going to do a very silly thing, and I'm pulling up the Stickies app in uh, in Mac, and I'm actually going to take notes on what I am discovering through this first thing. This isn't actually something that I normally do, but I want to keep things straight. So I'm going to call this beat 1 loading. I like this. Just need to add more instruments. Kind of coming up with a checklist for myself. Okay. On the whole, pretty good. Let's take a look at beat 2. This is where the fight begins. I'm going to play through it pretty much up to the villain dialogue, and I'll make a little checklist for myself of what I want to do after that. Like I said, I don't like that loop. I can't use here because it's coming in later, but it also, honestly, it doesn't fit. It's not working for me. The cello line that I have here, it's not a bad riff, but it's more of a kind of feels more like a heavy metal riff. Like if I were to record a guitar here, I would do that. Maybe there's a synth lead I could use on this. You might be wondering, oh, why don't you just use that guitar right there, Dan? Bad news, the electronics on it are busted. I've got to take it to the guitar shop. So guitar's out of the question right now. But also, I haven't really used any live guitar on the score thus far, so it might be kind of weird to introduce a guitar this late in the game in episode 14. So what I want to do is, this is beat 2, fight breaks out, remove breakbeat, replace, and try cello riff on synth or rewrite. I guess when you have two items that say do this or rewrite, it's probably time to rewrite. So this entire section might end up being something totally different. This is the measure 18 to 32. I didn't even write that riff out, so clearly I didn't think much of it. Cool, let's get into... We've got the dialogue.
Go, now!
Yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of that now.
Go, now!
Okay, so we're going to call this dialogue. This is more of a micro beat. And I'm just going to add little dashes so it's pretty clear what's what. For this dialogue micro beat, right now it is a little jarring going from the breakbeat into that Godzilla hit heartbeat thing that I'm doing here.
Go, now!
But I think that's going to be I really think it's going to be less jarring when I rewrite the fight beat too. So it won't sound so, peg-legged, if you will. Okay. Meaning, in beat 3, I'm going to call this beat 3, This is the, I'm going to call this Terminator bit. Biot. Terminator bit. Okay, so we want to replace breakbeat. That's measure 46 to 53. I think I need something in the orchestra here. That's 46 to 53. Needs something in orchestra. Okay, and I also... I gotta hit that somehow. I have no idea what I'm gonna do yet. Accentuate Kit's hero moment in 48 and 49. Okay. To 57. That's our hero moment in 54 to 57. I had sketched that out on the synthesizer. Now I want to replace synth with strings. Okay, I'm thinking orchestra stabs here, right? Staccato orchestra stabs 50. So we got 58 to 69. Orchestra stabs goes with beat. Let's have the orchestra enter at 74. 74 orchestra enters with pad chords. I also thought replace synth with strings, or maybe just double. We can get that really cool. You can get a lot of times like a big contemporary Hollywood sound by doubling every instrument in the orchestra with some sort of synthetic element, right? Here now.
Tanner, you and Kit take McGowan. I got her.
So yeah, great. 70 and then 79 to the end. I'm going to flesh out the orchestra on the rising riff. Great. So now what I've got is I've got a very actionable checklist as I go through and sort of flesh out the map that I've made after cracking this queue.